today we are going to talk about a project called Akedo. And this crypto is on the Binance Smart Chain. It's currently up 50% in the last 24 hours, 728% in the last 7 days, 476% in the last 14 days, and 396% in the last month. So this thing is actually doing numbers right now. But if you look at where it was when it first started, it was definitely worth a lot more market cap wise. All the way up 55 million was the all-time high. I'm going to talk about what I think is going to happen next with this coin because it's up 939% in the last 8 days, right? From the all-time low, right? This is just up from the all-time low in the last 8 days pretty much. So this is absolutely insane, right? This thing creates its new all-time low and then it just takes off, right? So we're going to talk about this. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, none of this financial advice. Let's get into it. Shout out to the member of the channel that recommended me to go over it. He said Akedo is going parabolic. He wants to know if it's a pump and dump. So we're going to talk about that today. If you guys want me to do special requests, I'm doing all the special requests first for the members. So if members keep putting out special requests, everybody else is going to have to wait. But I have everybody else's request on a little notepad. So it's all good. All right. So let's talk about Akedo. Now, first of all, what is Akedo, right? They call themselves the vibe coding content creation engine and launchpad backed by Caratage. And it's built on the Binance Smart Chain. They have 35,000 holders so far. So that's pretty decent, 35,962 holders. But the whale concentration is pretty bad. 99.96% belongs to the whales. The top 100 concentration is 98.82%. Top 5, 56%. Top 10, 74%. Those are usually all of the exchanges, so it explains why those ones. But everything below the exchanges is what we want to be looking at, right? Everything below these top 10s, they still have a lot of coins. But yeah, you definitely want to be careful, and I'm going to explain a bit on that later. But yeah, if you just look at, the wallet distribution, if you look at where coins are being sent, right, where coins were sent when the project was first created, that's going to tell you literally everything you need to know, right? So literally everything you need to know is going to come from where all the coins are being sent in the wallet distribution. All right. But I want to talk a little bit about the actual project, their whole vibe coding thing. Like, with a lot of these newer projects, they're having utilities, right? Like, they're having stuff like this. They have games on here and they're having all this other stuff, but still doesn't stop malicious actors, right? At the beginning of the project, these projects, they send coins to all these different people that helped them start, right? Like, they might have had a team of 20 or 30 people helping to get this thing off the ground. But remember, all those people got coins at the beginning. So it might not be that the developers are pumping and dumping, but it might just be that certain people on the team that were allocated coins are going to eventually dump. And that's kind of how I see it. So they have their whole vibe coding thing right here. And then they also have all their games that you can play, right? But yeah, like, I'm not going to say that this is 100% like a scam pump and dump. But what I will say is that there's always going to be those people inside there, those malicious actors waiting for things like this to take off so they can dump on everybody's heads. Right, this thing already did a dump before. It went from 55 million all the way down to 7 million, 8 million, but it stayed strong, right? It went down to 4 million, but it came right back. So I think it could have potential, but remember, it's a Binance coin. It's built on the Binance Smart Chain, which that's a huge red flag. A lot of scams are built on the Binance Smart Chain. It is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So that would be a red flag. Also, there are a few things that some other people are noticing. So right here, this is something that they just put out. This is one of the reasons why they're pumping a lot right now. AKE has officially arrived on Binance Alpha Box. Eligible users can now claim their Alpha Box and take the first step into the Akedo ecosystem. So now they're having something directly with Binance Wallet. So that's pretty big. That's pretty big. That's kind of why they're pumping. Like, people are seeing that, and it's like a no-brainer. Like, Binance puts you even on their wallet, then that's a bullish thing for the project usually. But we do have people talking about some scams that have been going on. some potential scams. But before we talk about that, I want to talk about the technicals here. If you look at the price here, we've pretty much just taken off. We have the MACD here on the daily chart pumping pretty hard right now. And then we have the percent R trend exhaustion still continuing on that uptrend. So that's definitely looking pretty good. We just now recently hit that resistance all the way up here at 0.00208. And it's pretty much pulled back a little bit since hitting that resistance up there. But if you look at the 4-hour chart, you see on the percent R trend exhaustion, we have all that overbought area up there, right? You don't really want to touch it while it's up there and while it's super overbought, and it's overbought right now. So that's not a good sign. But what we are seeing is still more buying pressure on the MACD for the 4-hour chart. And this could easily create bearish divergence, which is higher highs on the charts and lower highs on the MACD. So it could easily start creating that, or it could just randomly dump from there. With coins like this that have like that, that pump and dump nature behind it, like anything can happen at any given time. So, you got to be extremely careful. But what I mean by bearish divergence, if you look at this hourly chart here, this is bearish divergence because you're seeing your your lower highs on the MACD while you simultaneously create the higher highs on the chart. You can see here as the MACD was creating lower highs, the chart the whole time was creating higher highs on the hourly chart. And that is because bearish divergence, right? And then that whole time, the percent R trend exhaustion stays overbought until it completely dumps off from there. So there's a possibility that we could see this dumping from that position. And then the 50-day moving average on the hourly chart is at 0.001, and we're at 0.0018. So if we pull back, I'm looking towards that 50-day moving average to be that first line of defense, right? That first support area that's going to be actually meaningful, a meaningful support. So that's what I would be looking at if we were to pull back down. And it does seem like the bearish divergence is still going pretty strong. So it could potentially continue to create higher highs if it continues to do lower highs on the MACD on the hourly chart. So it's not necessarily about to just completely dump right now, considering that we're still showing bearish divergence. The only way we would dump is if you see the percent R trend exhaustion dumping at the same time as you see more red candlesticks coming up here on the MACD. And then that would mean that the bearish divergence is pretty much almost over. And then you would stop having the higher highs, and then you would finally have a dump from that point on. Now, when you pull up the 30-minute chart, it's a little bit different, but you're still seeing the same bearish divergence here. You're still seeing the same thing. A little bit more selling pressure is coming in now, which is why I believe that that this push might almost be over, but it might have a little bit more to push upwards. And who knows, maybe it could push up a lot more from here because people are looking for the next pump and dump coin. This is only at 41 million. Remember what Lab got to, remember what all the other coins got to, right? Lab had almost like a similar narrative to this, and Lab, went really high. And we're only at 41 million with Akedo right now. But look at what Lab dropped down to. Lab is only worth 60 million now. When Lab was pumping, when it was at its all-time high, Lab was in the multi-billions, right? It was $7.9 billion market cap. Imagine Akedo going up to $7.9 billion market cap. Will it go up there? I don't think it'll go all the way up there. But just imagine it actually did something like that, right? Or even got half of that. So I think Akedo could be worth it to put a little bit in. And I definitely believe it's a pump and dump. But the thing with these pump and dumps is you can make a lot of money on a pump and dump, right? You can get in before it pumps, right? You can get in before it pumps and then get out at the peak of the pump. It'll be hard to get out at the peak of the pump, but you could get out right before the dump happens, right? And there was a lot of chances, a lot of opportunities to get out of Lab when Lab pumped and then eventually dumped. So there was a lot of opportunities, right? That first time around, it went up a lot. So it probably would have been extremely hard to get out, but as it started to pull back and then come back up again, that's really where the real opportunity lies, right? The real opportunities were around here when it was like $8, $7, right? Because you're probably not going to be able to catch the top. Most people can't catch the top unless you're watching it 24/7. And you might sell it early if you're watching it 24/7. So it's something that you're probably going to want to be careful with. But yeah, I think it has some potential to be the next pump and dump. So yeah, if it does pump and dump, like these type of coins, I don't put a lot of money in it, like $50, $100, because that could turn into a whole lot more, right? And let's just do some math here, right? Some simple math. All you do is take the circulating supply and you multiply it by the price, and you get the market cap. You could take the circulating supply and multiply it by the target price and get the future market cap, right? So what we can do here is we could take 22.7 billion. So we'll take 22.796 billion. So that's going to be multiplied now by the price. So we'll take this, multiply it by 0.00181, and then we get $41.2 million market cap, which is the current market cap, which just shows that the math is correct. So, that's that. And then you can also take it and then multiply it by your target price now. So usually coins like this, I would say we want to target like 100 million to a billion. Like $1 billion inside of market cap is really where you want to target for something like this, right? So if you do 0.01, which is 1 cent, you're getting 227 million, right? So if we did 10 cents, we would probably get 2.27 billion, right? And that is probably going to be the area where you're really going to want to watch out for, somewhere inside of that region. If you're just putting like a little small amount of money in that you don't care about, because you most likely will lose that money. So that's why you want to put in money that you're willing to lose. And if we get to 10 cents, again, that would be 2.2 billion. So if we did 2.2 billion, let's hypothetically said you put $100 in here currently at the price of 0.001802, that would be 55,493 coins. And then if we multiply that by the target price of 10 cents, you then get $5,549 off of that $100. Now this is a gamble, and this is what these pump and dump coins are usually. They're usually gambles, right? So it's like almost like you're buying a $100 scratch off, but your $100 could turn into $5,000, right? Or your $1,000 could turn into 55,000. So if you have $1,000 to spare, then you could possibly make 55,000. If this is the next, big meme, or not meme coin, but the next big pump and up, because the last one was Lab, and we already know what happened to Lab. Lab did extremely, extremely well, but then it dumped as expected. And we're just seeing other coins doing similar things, right? Like this coin here, ADI. I don't know nothing about this coin, but this coin is pumping currently right now. We've been seeing a lot of random coins, going off and pumping. I don't think this is a random coin because it's built on Ethereum, but you know what I'm talking about, right? We're just seeing a lot of random coins that can just take off out of nowhere. And Lab is still inside of the top trending projects here. But now it's all about Akedo. Akedo's up here, and it seems like it's going to be the next pump and up. And the way the volume is moving, I would definitely say it wouldn't hurt to gamble $100 on it, for me personally. But for you, I can't say that, because remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. So I'm just saying, me personally, $100, maybe I'll do a gamble on it, see if I can get 5,500. But if you have $1,000 to gamble on it, 55,000 would be nice. But again, you'd probably lose it all, because this thing is up 753% in the last 7 days and over 900% in the last 2 weeks. All right. So enough on that. Let's talk about user sentiment, right? We're going to talk about what other people are thinking. And it's kind of funny, because a lot of other people are looking at it as a pump and dump too. But remember, you can make money on pump and dumps, right? These pump and dumps, they don't like, if they're going to be like an elite pump and dump, like Lab was an elite pump and dump. It hit $7.9 billion in market cap. That is an elite pump and dump, right? And now it's sitting at 60 million, which is actually pretty good inside of price. Like if we're being honest, 60 million market cap is still good. This is at 41 million. If this hits anywhere in the billions, that is going to be a huge run up for whoever gets in. But you got to get out at the right time. Like this thing might dump right now and it might not come back, and then it might do its pump and dump, right? You got to have a huge risk tolerance. But anyways, this guy here, error on Twitter, he says, 2 facts that tell you everything. Fact 1, the creator built the holders himself in 25 seconds. The wallet created, AKE, is this wallet right here that he's linking us to. And as you can see here, this is the creation wallet of AKE. It currently does not hold any AKE coins. That's what it's seeming like. So I would definitely be cautious on this. But from what he's saying, this person pretty much built all the holders himself. So that's kind of crazy. And then he said it deployed the token on August 16th, 2025. Then over the next 25 seconds, the same wallet deployed 6 more contracts. Those 6 contracts are the biggest holders of AKE today. And remember when I showed you the wallet, though, all the holders, right? It's not good. The wallet distribution is not good. When you look at the wallet distribution, the top wallets own all of the coins, and that is a key to spotting a pump and dump. If all the top wallets own all the coins, then you know it's a pump and dump. Remember the wallet I showed you earlier that sent all those coins to that number 1 wallet? Yeah, that's what he's talking about. That wallet created all these wallets up top, like these 5 wallets here. They were all created by that wallet. That's what he's saying, and they were all sent billions of coins. And this is the thing. If this thing does what Lab does, or Lab did, and push up, because Lab did 7.9 billion. I don't think it's going to do that. But even if it pushes up to 1 billion or 2 billion, all these top wallets, the person that created this, he's going to have over $100 million per wallet, like 200 million, 300 million. Like he's going to have hundreds of millions of dollars per wallet. What they do with these pump and dumps, the scammers, they systematically sell as it's peaking, right? So it's going to peak maybe 2 billion, 3 billion. They'll wait till it gets there. They'll sell a little. It goes down to 2.8 billion. They'll sell a little bit. And then people are like, oh, it's dropping. We're getting a discounted price. So then now the normal retail buyers like you are going to buy in as it's dropping. That's going to push the price up a little bit. And then they're going to sell a little bit, push it down a little bit. And then people are going to buy more because it's not lower than what it was previously. So they're going to buy more. It's going to push it up a little bit more. And then they're going to sell more, and then it's going to push it down more. So what's going to keep happening here is you're going to be taking 10 steps forward, right? Well, you're going to be taking 1 step forward, and then like 2 steps back pretty much. And that is how they're going to do it. They're going to systematically drain the money out of your wallet. And that's pretty much how these pump and dumps work. So you're going to buy $1,000 worth. They're going to sell $1 million worth. Right? And they're going to systematically do that until it drops. And your $1,000 plus 100 other people's $1,000 is a lot of money, right? And the thing is that's all they need. Like they just need 100K to come in and they'll sell $1 million. 100K comes in, they'll sell $1 million. So it's probably gonna end up doing big numbers. We just gotta wait to see how big it gets, and you gotta be quick enough to sell at the top, or at least close to it. But anyways, let's keep going over this. This is one wallet he's saying was created 4 seconds after the others. It holds 18% supply. This one 15%, that one 8%, 7%, 6%, 3%. And he said fact 2, the volume is fake. And then this is a volume bot that they're showing, creating fake volume to make it seem like the project is more successful than it is. And the reason they do this is to get more buyers to come in to their project, right? They will need more buyers to come in, so they create fake volume to make it seem like they already have a lot of people trading the coin. When in reality, they have a bot trading the coin, and they have all these top wallets waiting to dump on people. So that is another thing, right? And look, maybe the project has actual utility. Like I showed you the project. Like it has a game, it has a vibe coding system. But remember, this type of stuff is not hard to create. You can have ChatGPT create you a whole website like this, and it has actual utility, right? And then you can use a little bit of coding skills to make the games, but it doesn't take much to create something like this. And people are going to be doing this at such a large scale now, and you're not going to be able to tell what's real and what's fake. So that's the downside of all this AI stuff. But let's keep going over this. 163,000 trades from one wallet in 7 days at $17.8 million in volume. It traded 163,000 times, So if you do the math here, and look, it's all about math. When you're working with crypto or trading in general, you're gonna be doing a lot of math. But if we're gonna be doing the math, let's take $17.8 million divided by 163,220 trades. So it's saying it's $17.68 million, but this one wallet traded 163,000 times. So if you divide that, it's really $109. So imagine that this person, he has a bot, and he takes his bot and he puts $109 in his bot, and he makes his bot trade 163,000 times. Well, if you multiply 109 by 163,000, you get 17.8 million. So essentially, he can put $100, pay a little bit inside of trading fees, obviously 10 cents here, 10 cents there, and just keep going and keep going and keep going. And with $1,000, he just created a fake $17.8 million in volume, right? He faked $17 million in volume with probably under $1,000. So that is pretty much what this person's saying that's going on here. And I don't doubt it. That's exactly how it works. They're washing their trades. It's wash trading. All right. And then bot number 2, 40,000 times this week. This bot bought AKE and sold it back at the same exact instant. And then another wallet with 44,000 trades with 38 million in volume. Anyone that knows trading, if you're actually trading, you might be able to push 44,000 trades in a year. I'm not gonna lie. You can probably push 44,000 trades in a year if you're scalping the market. But you are scalping the market every single day and you're like laser focused. You don't do 44,000 trades in less than a week, right? It just doesn't happen like that. It doesn't happen like that. Anyways, they say, why are we doing this? Or why are they doing this? Binance Alpha rewards trading volume with airdrop points. So bots churn trades all day to farm points. The volume is just a byproduct of point farming. For this reason, AKE climbs the top volume leaderboards. Also, it helps pumping this scam. So if you think about it, Binance is the largest exchange in the world. If they have a loophole where you have high volume on your project and you get more points as your project gains more volume, more airdrop points, then you already know people are going to be taking advantage of that, right? And now they're artificially at the top of the Binance ranking, which is the largest exchange. So all eyes are on Akedo, but all eyes are on them artificially, like they created it. And this is how pump and dumps are pretty much created. And then there's other people that are noticing this, so I know it's not a fake. 4 wallets opened one long position on AKE through AstraDex, building a combined 3.48 billion. Let me say that again. 4 wallets opened 1x long positions. So they're doing 1x long, which means that they're not doing heavy leverage, right? If it was like 10, 20, 50x, that means it's heavy leverage and they're trying to get in and out quick. If they're doing a 1x leverage position, that means their liquidation price is extremely low. So they have a very, very rare chance of getting liquidated. The reason that they could be doing this is because they want to benefit off of the long into the future. They want to take this long up to $2 billion plus. And this is going to artificially push up the price, right? Everything is about pushing up the price artificially, make it seem like it's more successful than it is. But how do 4 wallets get a hold of 3.48 billion AKE, right? And this is the thing. Like these projects, they're all connected. I mean, Lab, there's so many different projects. Lab, CoAI, we had Siren. I'm pretty sure that a lot of these projects have the same developers and they have money stacked up. Like these people have made billions off of doing these scams. So now what they are going to end up doing is creating more scams and putting the money they already made into those scams so they can make even more money off the more scams, right? So this is definitely going to be interesting, to say the least. I'll keep you guys updated on this. Hit the like button, subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. I'll keep you guys updated on this. Again, shout out to the member of the channel that recommended this. If you guys want me to go over stuff for you, make a full video on it, all you got to do is become a member of the channel. It's $9.99 per month. It's separate from the trading group that I have. I have a trading group called Crypto and Options Edge. It's $98 a month. You can go ahead and join this if you want. If not, that's fine too. We just do some group chatting here, talking about different trades and stuff, right? And then you can also check out Advantage5 link in the description for that. So you guys can get a discount on your trading fees. So go ahead and sign up through that link below. Hit the like button and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section. As always, I'll be back with another video.